Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Rad here and showing up for the weekly this week. So the weekly is going to be for the week 8th to 14th of May 2023. And before we start, Yasmin, thank you so much for the $20 a PayPal support. At the end of the stream, as usual, you're gonna have your reading regarding what to expect for the upcoming week. So with that said, if you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw 3 cards there, and the first one is the 8 of Cups. Actually, I don't know, it darkens them. Anyway, 3 of Cups. The second card, that is the Knight of Swords. And the third one, that will be the 3 of Cups. Right, so those are the 3 cards, and those 3 cards are for the collective. Overall, what kind of a week we do have in front of us, the topic, and in generally the influence of the week itself. And long story short, that week should be more emphasized on the social interactions that we do have, the connections, and as well how we feel being around people. Well, that's not exactly correctly said. It's more like to improve how we feel being around people. And throughout the week, we are, all of us, okay, to find our spot, or rather like our place within the social environment that surrounds us. In other words, we are to associate and attract more individuals which do share our vision for the future, or for one thing or another, and also does share how we feel about things as well. So that said, it's highly likely that we are going to find more friends if that's something we do strive for. And as I said, improving social relations, right? Of course, there are going to be those kind of like relationships we just cannot walk away from, and they're not exactly in the best shape possible, right? They're not exactly flourishing. But what happens, what is interesting that it is happening here, it's these couple of cards, okay, which are the cards that are improving those social interactions and as well relationships. And the improvement goes through withholding the truth. It's not like lying, and we ain't gonna be even asked about stuff, all right? But knowingly that certain announcements and certain statements, pronunciations, or rather like pronouncements, I'm sorry, are going to inflict damage upon a certain relationship within our family or within our social circle, we're gonna have that attitude, or rather like a affinity, for lack of better expression here, not to share that information, right? So that's a bit more like how the emperor would react, because for him, dignity and honor does not dictate the whole truth to be told, but only what needs to be known and understood from the others. What doesn't, he keeps for himself. So that said, for the most part, we can expect that the week is going to be suffused with mostly pleasantries, right? And only in rather like extreme situations where it just cannot be kept under a silent treatment, only then there will be some kind of like touchy information and statements that are to be shared. All right, so with that said, a few notes about the show before we move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start with Aries, and I'm going to end up with, of course, Pisces. And if you do wish your personal reading, because these are a star sign readings, okay, it will affect you to a certain extent, but not entirely, of course. But if you do wish your personal reading, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services and also their pricing. And based on your budget and also your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. Additionally to it, anyone who supports the stream and the channel through super chat or via PayPal, you guys are going to have your reading at the end of the stream. That's guaranteed as usual. And should the super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same elemental dignity reading that I'm going to do for the star signs. I just did for the collective, and that's about it. Okay. So moving forward, the first star sign that I'm going to read about, that is going to be Aries. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by the glyph being displayed here on my right hand side, left hand side for you. Right. Right, the first card for Aries, Four of Pentacles. I'm not going to use those cards anymore. Four of Pentacles. Second card, that will be the Six of Swords. And the third one, that will be the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so as far as it comes to social interactions here, for you is actually a bit the opposite. Aries, you should not mess up with kind of like behaviors that does not concern you. Let me give you an example, okay? Two colleagues of yours are fighting amongst each other. Does this affect you? Should know, then does not concern you. Right, so if it doesn't stop you, then do not concern you. Not trying to be the peacemaker here, because if you do, then you are going to jeopardize your own line of work, right? Or if are two friends, then you may jeopardize your relationship, and depending on in which field these fighting forces could be or could show up at, that is the field that you are going to jeopardize, or the field within which aspects you are going to jeopardize. Oh my god. Right, so instead, this week it looks like a little bit more of a lonely wolf, right? Because the whole incentive for you will be to see inwards, for a lack of better expression, and guarantee your personal survival, or rather like guarantee your personal future, the future that you can establish within your business, within your social circle, even if that means that you will have to kind of like not prevent, right, that is being inactive, not prevent someone to get burned out of the equation. Now, playing a lonely wolf here into the upcoming week, actually, it seems that you're going to stumble on a really good opportunity to grow and further whatever goal you do have at that particular point. If your goal is related to your career, then your expectations could be quite lucrative business maneuvers, and should the goal be within your social circle, then you can expect quite a very harmonious interactions and as well relationships, maybe a relationship as well. Right, so that was Aries. Moving next, we do have Taurus. Ace of Cups for Taurus. The next one, that will be the Eight of Pentacles. And the final one for you guys, that's going to be the King of Cups. Well, it does look like that this is going to be a great week for you, Taurus, especially if you're single here. That singularity you have, it's no longer going to be a concern of yours. Now, take it as you will, right? But that only happens if you step into the world, right? Sitting home at your couch ain't gonna bring anyone at your door knocking out and trying to get you out of your place. So you gotta become socially engaging and as well active. That may take a lot of how can I put it into words? That could play out in many different ways, right? For example, if you are very busy throughout the day and you don't have any time to go out and kind of like explore your surroundings, then maybe a dating app is going to be your answer, because that's also an alternative way to step into the world and to show that you are actually single, right? That is for the single people. Nonetheless, for you guys, on the emotional front, into the well, you ain't single, are ya, Taco? You just ain't single. So for not single people, I was just about to say, the emotional standing you do have is going to increase significantly. That will be mainly through executing a thing you planned or a thing you prepared, and the execution will come through a suggestion from the person you are with. Okay, they will say, hey, do you want to do that? And it happens that you have already planned it, it's just you haven't shared it yet. So the problem of kind of like revealing what you have planned goes away, and that transcends your experience into something really, really pleasant. I was just going to conclude here that your week is going to be freaking lovely. All right, it's going to be freaking lovely. And one sentence about your business and your job is that you should expect quite a good offer, which you don't have any reason nor a need to deny whatsoever. All right, Taurus, next moving Gemini. First one is the Page of Swords. It's not a good card. Oh yeah, the Hierophant. And it is the Wheel of Fortune. So it will be quite mixed, right? The week revolves around obviously a individual. Here we do have the Page of Swords, and this individual is going to first of all, they ain't gonna understand you at all, right? I mean, no matter how much you try to explain yourself, to give any reason, for them that will be unfathomable what you are trying to pass through, whether as an idea, all right, or intent, or whatever the case. And so what that could happen is that throughout the week you may spare quite a big share of your time arguing without actually making any progress whatsoever. So the best way you can do is just ignore it. But on the flip side, that very same person may happen to be the help you need, which will happen to be a very unexpected source of help. right? So even if you find yourself not liking someone in the next week or in this week, okay, up until the 14th of May, don't kind of like burn your bridges with that person, because again, it will happen that that will be the help you need about one thing or another. I think generally avoid confrontation with whomever, because whatever arguments you do have, doesn't matter how righteous they are, they will be a bit unfathomable from the other side. That's just the influence for what those cards are showing. Okay, that was Gemini. Moving next, that will be Cancer. Cancer. The Strength. Queen of Wands. And the Devil. All right, these are the cards we have. And that will be, well, I will put it that way. It will happen that you will find yourself being in the center of the attention, for a lack of better words. And that will be caused by your extremely on point behavior, right? So you find yourself in a situations throughout the week, and whatever the situation is, it seems that your behavior is going to be spot on in regards to the situation. It's just everybody is going to like you, okay? Which makes it a really, really good environment for you if you want to have someone to date with, to put the best attire you have, or arrangements. I don't know how you call it in English. I mean, there is so many words for just dresses, right? But your best dresses, let's put it that way, best suit or whatever the case, and just, you know, go out and interact with people. And what will be a really good trait of yours just for the week, I don't know if that's gonna stick for a very long time, but just for a week, it seems that whenever you do speak with someone or you do interact, you will immediately gonna know their intent, and also what they're afraid of, right? And what they hope for, and all these kind of things. And that way, if you so wish, you may decide to manipulate the situation. And from another standpoint, no matter how well you are going to relate with people, right, or how well your situation in terms of a social interactions is going to be, Cancer, even though you're going to have your fair share of opportunities, even if you will to have one night stands, or just, you know, a sex with a person you always wanted to have one, and so on and so forth, you will not going to allow yourself to be so-called tempted. And whatever the bargain is going to be, it seems that you're going to end up on top of it. All right, a couple of minutes to have a few inhales and a few sips of coffee. And then I'm gonna go for the next 4 star signs, which are gonna be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and also Scorpio after that. All right. Then another break, then another 4 star signs, and then the super chat readings. So should anyone decides to support the stream through super chat or through PayPal, you're going to have your reading at the end of the stream. That's guaranteed, which is going to be a personal one for you, okay? And should the super chat carries no inquiries with it, then the reading is going to be about your personal week. How is going to be the week for you personally, not just only for your star sign. Yasmin, you're already in the list. Thank you for the $20 US super chat. All right, Leo now. All right, first one, Queen of Cups. Then is the Six of Pentacles. And then is the Eight of Cups. You are about to find a brother in arms. Or, what do you call it? Yeah, brother, let's put it that way. A brother in arms. Because throughout the week, there will be that particular person, right? Which will prove themselves to be not just only very loyal about you, but what is very possible to happen is that they will kind of either learn or become a witness of. Okay, a bottom line is that they will acquire a very intimate information about you, and they will keep it discreet. And that is the way they will actually going to prove to you. The better part of all that, it is that this person is a bit higher than you in the hierarchy. Okay, for example, that may be your boss, right? That may be someone who is the leader of the society you're in, and whatever the case, okay? And as they are higher than you in the society, they will, into the ladder of the society, into the hierarchy, they will take you under their wing. So you will have a protection here. And by this happening, certain concerns you do have and problems, they will simply going to be resolved just by that particular action, for the lack of better expression. And the reason why this is happening is because this person sees themselves in you, right? I mean, they can put themselves in your shoes, walk a mile and back, and they very well understand what you are going through, although they may haven't went through that exact thing themselves, but they are very sensual in that particular regard. And what's gonna happen here is that through the bondage with them, okay, which could be also an intimate one, all right, but not for every single one of you, but through the bondage with them, Leo, you will be able to resign, okay? Because what this affects for you is a situation you just can't let go of, you just can't resign about, okay? And you just can't move forward. That could be a breakup you had and you just didn't get over your ex still, or a loss of a project, you know, or maybe someone insulted you, whatever the case. But whatever you can't leave in the past, it's making you emotionally unwell. And with the bondage with this individual, finally you will be able to not settle the score, but kind of like resign about it and just move forward, because the future really for you holds a much better things than what you do have right now. And you are about to enter in a stage of a planning for the future. All right, that was for you, Leo. Now, Virgo. Why, Taco? What happened? Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. It's really strong here for you. So you are about to have your moment. Now, have you heard the expression that only the weak seek order? Okay, so only the weak seek order, but the strongest, they do prefer to rule the chaos. Well, it seems that that rulership, it's gonna be given to you for the next week, the very least. So you get to set the chaos exactly the way you wish, or in other words, whatever crisis you are going through, you are gonna end up being the master of it, and that will be through quite of a seemingly random circumstances which are going to allow you to shape whatever the situation the way you feel comfortable into, right? And basically from being at the bottom of the barrel, you are gonna kind of like find yourself with the upper hand on the top of the peak. And, or in other words said, that will be the week where you are to climb up from the rock bottom to the very top of the world, or at least you are heading there, but you definitely ain't gonna be at the bottom of the barrel anymore, like those cards are kind of like showing up here. And bear in mind that that is just a one-time opportunity, right? You miss it, you lose it, like for God. It will affect, I mean, the opportunity itself, it's going to affect those kind of aspects in your life that only depends on you, and through them, right, through changing them, you will be able to change the whole situation which is pressing your back against the wall. And a certain specific interpretation here, very, very specific interpretation here, is that that of course is not going to be valid for every single Virgo, but for those who do have a strong Virgo, especially if you do have your Venus there, your moon there, or maybe both in conjunction, all right, you are about to have a crush on someone. I mean, it's a very, very strong elemental dignity in that direction. All right, next, Libra. And he's going to be mutual, right? Or just only that you're going to have a crush, but the other side also is going to have one on you. Four of Pentacles, followed by the Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Those three cards. It's about consolidating a friendship through compromises for you, Libra. And this consolidation could also transform the friendship. It's very likely, actually, to transform the friendship into intimacy, but only if you do wish that to happen. So basically what we do have for you for the upcoming week is kind of like a situation where you want to decide, are you going to stay friends forever, all right? Or you are about to transform that friendship into intimacy, you know, love and all these kind of things. Here you gotta ask yourself how the right choice here resides into how valuable that friendship for you is, because this is the point of no return, whichever way you decide to go. What I mean is that should you decide this to be a friendship, you won't be able to transform it anymore from that point moving forward. Or if you do decide to transform it now, you can't bring the friendship back, okay? Like, you lose it for good, right? So that's why it's going to be important what you will decide to do. I mean, there is a guidance in the cards, but as you may know, I don't like to make choices for you guys. So this is the hint that I'm giving you. The best hint that is not going to make a choice for you is exactly that. Examine how valuable that friendship is for you, and or moreover, the patterns of the friendship itself, how valuable those patterns are, and do you need to change them in any way? Okay, so that was for Libra. Moving next, we do have Scorpio. Temperance. That is the Knight of Wands. The Five of Cups. Those three cards. When it comes to social interactions for us, the Scorpios, plural. This will be a week where the people we know or people we are about to meet, they will present us with very interesting things. Like, for example, very interesting ideas that we can carry on with together, all right? Or a very interesting personalities, very interesting suggestions. And in generally, you know, we are going to encounter a lot of enterprising people around us. And whatever the case with them, I mean, whatever mutual project we're going to have, like another project, I literally mean anything that involves both of us. From the other side, from that enterprising individual, they are going to be willing to get to the very end of it for as long as it is interesting for them, right? So it's very important not to kind of plummet the whole thing into boredom from our behalf, like being monotonous, being slow, for lack of a better word, you know, and in generally transform the whole thing into slog. Also, within this week, it's highly likely that certain, how can I put it into words, okay, let's say it that way, disagreements and also grievances, by the way, are to be put behind. For a reason being is that it's just we will respect each other more. What happens here is that all of us are going to understand that actually at that point the right path forward or the right decision to be made is literally anyone's guess. I mean, my way is gonna work, but your ways is gonna work too. So we don't have to agree with each other, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to respect each other. And therefore, people will respect us more. We are going to respect people more. That instead of creating kind of like conflicts and grievances, is going to settle for, or we are going to settle for a, like I said, respect and also compassion and solidarity as well. And that is a week where you can have quite a good sex around. Okay, I mean, if you do have a partner or if you're out for blood, I mean, quote unquote, then you're gonna have a really, really good time. needless to say here is that we are going to avoid quite a disappointment, and that isn't going to be because the circumstances are not going to happen, but because we will be able to mitigate those circumstances. Okay, so that was for Scorpio. A couple of minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna go for the last 4 star signs, which are gonna be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces, and after that the super chat. So anyone who decides to support the stream and the super chat, the stream through super chat or a PayPal, you guys are gonna have your reading at the end. That's pretty much guaranteed. Which is going to be a personal one for the week. All right, next, Sagittarius. First one, 6 of Swords. Then we do have the 6 of Pentacles. The final one is going to be the Emperor. And it is that your line, Sagittarius, is up for a diversion. So for you, these cards have almost nothing to do with social interactions here. What happens is that you're going to surprise everyone, also yourself as well, with some kind of a move you're going to make throughout the week. Now that move could be in your business, okay, some kind of a super out of character business maneuver, which is going to be very successful, by the way. That is going to throw out of the window your competition and anyone who thinks that they can anticipate your next move. You know, same thing could be said about your social circle, love life, and so on and so forth. And through that maneuver, actually, you are going to gain control. So this is going to be the week where you are not just only gaining control, but through that move as well, you are going to get few steps closer to whatever you hope to accomplish and whatever you hope to achieve, whether that is a flourishing love or money, okay? Or why not even a power. And the beauty of all that it is that you are gonna leave those involved with no choice but to agree and follow you as well. So I don't know what kind of a magic you are about to do through your moves and through your actions, or it could be something you say as well, but it will be very compelling and very, very effective. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna set everything straight with you, and you're also going to diminish and mitigate whatever losses or misfortunes or so to speak downs could await you forward in the future, and it's going to amplify the ups as well. So it's a great week. The only thing that could be a problem here is the start of it. That is like, you know, if you do make the first step is a bit difficult, not because it's difficult by nature, but it is because it's kind of like something like I said, out of character. Okay, and you may be doubtful, afraid, and all these kind of things. But once you make it, it has its snowball effect, and it's just you can't stop afterwards. All right, Capricorn next. Page of Swords, the Chariot. Page of Swords was for Gemini, right? And the Eight of Pentacles, it is almost like you are connected. Maybe you're going to fight with one another. Because here we do have almost the same thing. Okay, almost the same thing with one idea more. How can I put it into words? More acceptance, for a lack of better expression. Because for Capricorn, you also are going to deal with someone who isn't exactly ready to fathom your position. So what they do not understand, it is the details, right? Why, or in other words, why you are like that, why do you want that thing, or why do you want the other thing, why is your proposition, right? In generally, they do not understand why. And for that, the impression of their behalf it is that you are very selfish. And how do you call that person which is kind of like one for themselves, right? What is the English expression for that kind of a person? I can't figure out right now. But bottom line here is that kind of like that individual just can't trust you right now. And it's for that very reason, it is that they don't know all the details around your surrounding situations, or at least a situation, or the very least, and when I say all, I mean really, really all, to the very small and finest detail. And I don't know what kind of a relationship you do have with them. Okay, for every single one of you is going to be different, but it's just this doesn't allow them, or kind of like makes them not willing to plan, or rather like makes them not willing to involve you in their plans. And you can't count on them for yours as well into this given situation. So yeah, I mean, here it seems that this will be a week where just, I mean, I can't say it in any other way. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to get on the same page with that individual. Aside from that, the only way moving forward is, for you that is, especially in the social circle, is through a purge. You need to purge those people which, for example, kind of like seek out for you only when they need you, right? Not to check out how you are, if you know what I mean. Hello, Susie. Welcome to the stream. All right, next, Aquarius. Nine of Cups for Aquarius. Then it is the Knight of Pentacles. Then it is the King of Wands. Those three. All right, guys, that will be a week with emotion and with a certain pace for us Aquarius. I'm saying us because I'm a rising Aquarius. So this particular week, we gotta do one thing at the time, right? It doesn't matter where, right? It could be one thing at the time with a friend of ours, one thing at the time within our relationship, if you do have one, or if we do have one. Well, if you do have one, because I certainly don't. Within the job as well, one thing at the time. And here the key is that we need to keep the things simple, very, very simple as possible. As soon as we do overcomplicate stuff, as soon as we do try to pick up the pace in order to follow whatever ambition we do have, everything is going to start falling apart. It's just how those cards stand. And the reason why it's going to fall apart, it is because when you do make or rather like you reach a certain milestone, okay, whenever you do kind of like make an establishment, it needs its time to consolidate. It needs its time to strengthen. It needs its time to settle. And do that time, we have to not exactly pay attention to it, but maintain it. But if you do have many things at a time, you do pick up the pace, right, and get yourself few tasks like and few projects. None of them will be well made. None of them will kind of like settle, at least for what those cards are showing here. And also what is very possible for Aquarius here is a reconciliation as well. Or if you do have a relationship, a significant improvement within that relationship, but it will require your involvement into it. I mean, this here we do need, we do have the cards of maintenance, right? And the only thing you gotta do in order to improve significantly your relationship is to show that you care. That's all. Sue, thank you. Actually, I don't know if that should be for the super chat. Thank you, Sue, for the $20 super chat, or PayPal rather. Thank you. All right, next, Pisces. King of Swords, Three of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. You will get the guy, all right, or the woman, whatever the case, for your thing. However, highly unlikely that we are talking about Taco. Thank you for the $22 super chat. Thank you, Taco. Let me put you both into the list. You will have your readings in a matter of minutes. Back to Pisces. So unlikely that this will be about relationship, okay? Even if you do get involved, romantically involved with that individual in certain way, the foundation of all that is going to be a mutual benefit in a certain way. You will, well, they will make your life significantly easier, and you are going to make theirs as well. So you will have your mutual contribution in each other's life. But the real reason why they're coming here, or why this person is showing up into your life, Pisces, is a quite of I can't really say crisis. It could be about crisis for some of you, but it's a problematic situation. And what happens is that together you are going to create some kind of a movement, some kind of a procedure, some kind of a patterns, right? A strategy that, whichever the case, is going to be extremely effective and is going to solve the problematic situation. And this individual, it's very experienced and professional in regards to whatever situation you are in. So that could be a doctor, it could be a lawyer, it could be a bookkeeper, right? An accountant, it could be as well some kind of a trainer, whichever the case. But through that individual, you are going to have your problem solved. For example, if you have a case against you, right, and you are looking for a lawyer that will be able to win your case, well, I guess you are in a luck here within this week, because it seems that you are gonna find the lawyer who is gonna be able to do it. So that is just an example. Only thing from you left to do is to hire him or her. And that's for you, Pisces. You are going to get the guy for the job, or the person for the job you need to be get done. All right. Now the super chat. Hold on a second to get the decks. All right, Yasmin, you are first. Let's check it out and see what we have. Oh, you wish Lenormand? I will do you one better, right? I will do both. Hey, Anna, welcome to the stream. All right, Yasmin, those are the cards. So we do have the Emperor with 4 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Can you tell me what you work? Because that relates to your work, Yasmin. According to these cards, you should be given a quite of a strong project, okay, that it seems that you are gonna run through with a flying colors, right? A very it should be a big thing, all right? It should be a big project. The good thing about it is that it will not define are you gonna stay at work or not, in a sense of that your job is not on the line here, right? But other than that, it will increase your status, even if not on paper. It's just it will give you more influence and more control within the job. You are going to end up being very reliable at the placing work, or rather like at the workplace you are in, and also a bit more independent as well, because it's just, you know, the management will start believing you more and therefore allow you to have more freedom there. It's very possible that also there could be a negotiations about it, so make sure that you do strike a really, really good deal about yourself, okay? Anna, thank you for the $20 US. PayPal, super chat, I'm sorry, support. Let me put you into the list. Yeah, it is. All right, Sue, you are next. All right, those are cards, Sue, for you. We have the King of Cups with the Knight of Wands and the Magician. All right. So, very likely that this is going to be a family issue and family matter. I'm saying very likely, okay? If it is not, it's someone very close to you and they will have something to tell you, something to propose you, something to offer. The problem is going to be, Sue, it is that the offer itself, it will be very badly worded. And instead of actually making you feel good, it could even insult you in a certain way. So it will serve you very well here throughout the next week if you do inquire kind of like more information about the things you are being proposed, okay? Because it could be a very close person to you that you do consider being your family as well, okay? But the offer itself, at least at the first glance, it will feel and look very, very dull and, like I said, quite insulting, for lack of a better word. I mean, you will see no reason why is even proposed to you, but there is one. It's a really good one. It's just, it's not worded well. All right. So you might want to again inquire for a bit more information into the whole thing. Other than that, it seems that throughout the week you will have no problem kind of like dealing professionally with everything you have at your plate, especially career wise. But also you may find yourself a bit more emotionally vulnerable. And when I say emotionally vulnerable, I mean that whatever situation is presented, you will react more emotionally than usual. Like, for example, more exciting than usual, or more disappointed than usual. And that will kind of like show a bit more emotional vulnerability, which isn't a bad thing at all. All right, next, tackle. Wheel of Fortune. Five of Wands. Four of Pentacles. You're welcome. All right, Taco, let's see what the Lenormand cards are gonna show for you. Let's see, actually, by the look of those tarot cards, let's see what you are going to make a reversal into. From a worse to really, really good. That will be into your health. Okay. That will be into your health. Those are the four cards. Yeah. These are going to be small progressions, but on many places that regards to your health, and you will make significant improvement. Those are the other cards. Okay. That is what they show. So that is a week not just only of a recovery, okay, but a week of a significant life and health improvement for you. Yeah. Hold on a second. All right. And next, last but not least, Anna. Well, it wouldn't hurt if you do a bit chocolate and a bit champagne, but the third one, all right, Anna. Those are the cards. Those are the cards. And for what they show, can I put it into words? Well, okay, I will put it into that way. This week will be you and someone kind of like, I can't even say negotiating. It's more like forming a contract or a document about how you kind of like proceed forward. Okay, but there are gonna be delays, right? There are gonna be kind of like a unexpected, for lack of a better word, preventions, just for the time being. All right, these are inconveniences which are showing up here and there, which are happening kind of like with everything that's that everyone is doing. But these cards, I believe, are coming up to show you that the person you will kind of like have these conversations with, it's sincere and honest, at least for what they are presenting within the week itself. Other than that, on a personal level, with those cards, Anna, the week should be very, very pleasant. In fact, by the look of them, you will decide to kind of like up your game on a personal level, that is, to do more and better from everything you are doing currently. And that will oh my god, how can I put it into words? Well, basically, whenever you do decide to do something, that thing that you will decide to do will do three things for you. All right, first, it will be meaningful. Second, it will be something you will really want to do. I mean, it will be something you would like to be a part of, that you would like to do. And third, it will grow you. So it will be challenging, but challenging not in a way to kind of like hold you back and and create problems for you. It will be challenging because it will be bigger than whatever you have established up until this point. So it's a week of growth on a personal level, but when it comes to social interactions, once again, you may face delays. Now, because, I know what your situation is, and especially with the last super chat reading about that business contract, okay, it's just signing it up and kind of like forming it. The conditions and all that, it could be back and forth, it could be delayed, all right, but at the end of the day, it should end up being signed, okay, or rather like established, for a lack of better expression. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. I wish you to have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we're gonna see each other Thursday, I hope. Until then, bye.